Welcome to Energy Quest. I'm very excited today that we get to meet Jennifer Kwakwa Srpong because she is into the green energy we do not talk about. When we talk about green energy, often we talk about the more popular aspects. We usually go and talk about other renewables that are dominating. But today we're going to discuss charcoal. I think previously we met another company that is into charcoal. Okay, so this is exciting for me because it means that we're gradually getting a trend of green energy in that sense. But before we take off, Jennifer, tell me about yourself.
Okay, thank you so much. So I am Jennifer Kwakwa Srpong. I am the co-founder and CEO for Bidigreen Ghana Limited. So as mentioned, today we are going to talk about charcoal, and what we do is we produce charcoal from agro waste materials, hence making affordable and clean cooking fuel still accessible by our charcoal markets. Thanks.
When you say agro chemicals, what do you say?
Agro waste.
Agro materials, sorry,
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
So basically it's our agricultural food waste. So starting from coconut to palm to cassava, plantain, the waste, we can use it to produce these kinds of charcoal that still works for our local markets that uses the traditional charcoal. Yeah.
So why is this charcoal counted green? Let me ask that. Why is it counted green?
It's counted green because of the raw material that it uses, which is green waste. I mean, it's from agro-produced waste. So that is what makes it green, because these waste, if not used to produce charcoal, are mostly just disposed of. And sometimes it can even, its compost can cause certain issues with emissions to greenhouse gases. So we have realized that we do not need to throw away most of these waste, that we can use it as a replacement for the trees that we use to produce our charcoal, where the charcoal is also the most affordable cooking fuel for many locals here in Ghana. Yeah.
Wow. Jennifer, you fascinate me. You're pretty young.
Yeah.
Right. How old are you?
I'm 28.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
There aren't too many young ladies, trying to do all these. But how did you come by this? Is it just all your idea? Or how did you come about this?
Yeah, so this started as a school project. So I really love challenges.
School
School project, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. So we had a group, we called it Inactus. So Inactus K University. And we do community projects. So we go to a community, there's a need, for example, beekeeping, and they're having a challenge. And we come together, we're like a diverse group of students from the engineering, from the social sciences, medical sciences, and we're a team that comes together to look at challenges and what will be the solution that we can bring out to these challenges. So per activities, we got to a community that they were a charcoal producing community, and they were facing a ban on tree cutting for charcoal production, because as it stood at that time, most of their trees were it was deserted land. So, and charcoal.
They had cut down the trees?
Yeah. So
already.
Charcoal also happened to be the major source of livelihood for many of these locals. So if they're not going to get the raw material to use to produce the charcoal, then they'll be out of business.
Wow.
So from there, we just researched and we realized, okay, there's something called producing charcoal from waste. And then we looked at what are the type of waste and realized there's a wide variety. It is not just one or two, a long list, starting from cassava peels, coconut peels, plantain peels, corn cobs, rice husk, shea husk, like a lot of them. So what would make you probably get to see what can be used to produce bidigreen or the charcoal is an agro waste that has less than 10% moisture content.
Okay.
Yes, something of that sort. So, for example, you can't use pineapple because pineapple would have a higher
moisture.
Exactly. But when you consider something like the plantain peels, the cassava peels, if you're even drying them, sometimes it's dried for, animal farming. Mm-hmm. It can be used to produce charcoal as well. Yeah.
Wow. This is a very interesting, it's an eye-opener. So tell me how the whole thing came about. Did you just pick them and start burning it? Tell me about the whole thing, the whole journey.
Yeah, so it started with, doing a lot of research, finding out ways. And the truth is, the information is out there. You just have to look for it. But then even when we got to know how to go about this, there was still another challenge, which is there needed to be a production model that we could use, starting from sourcing the waste, Then the next stage is carbonizing the waste. The next stage is milling, adding the binding agents, and then extruding them in the shapes. Okay. And as a group of students, I mean, we're not in the position to invest in the machinery that could easily do this. Yeah. So from when we started, we decided to build some things up ourselves. Mm-hmm. So for a carbonizer, there is a certain whole structure for it, but we couldn't afford that. So we just resorted to using the metal barrels and doing some design on it. Basically because we had engineering students within us. So
and what did you study?
I studied business administration.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it made it quite easy to find our way around how to make a simplified production model that can still produce a prototype for us to see that all that we've learned, the concept of producing charcoal from waste can actually be real for us.
Started this simply from research,
yeah,
and then now you start putting in a few materials that can create it.
Yeah.
But now you're commercial.
Yes. So we're commercial.
So the businesswoman in you study business administration.
Yes.
Yeah. So how did this get commercial?
Yeah. So when it started as at the community stage, where we're just helping communities, training them, there was still another challenge, which was the model that we had come up with to still produce a charcoal and see how feasible it would be was a very manual intensive model. And the output wasn't that high, especially if you want to meet the current charcoal demand out there. There are about 4 million households in Ghana still that use charcoal. So you can imagine if you're looking to serve these markets, then you do need to up your production. So we luckily got the funding support from Total. Startup Challenge.
Oh, yes. Total Petroleum.
Exactly.
Oh, kudos to them. I think that program has been good.
Yeah. So from that stage, then we got the chance to invest in getting our machinery a bit more automatic, mechanized way that we can increase the outputs of our charcoal production. Yeah.
And how's the business going now?
Yeah, it's steady, and well, we've had a lot of challenging years, but I think we are seeing that things are going to pick up, from now going on. Because
how long have you been at it?
So since we commercialized it, it's been from 2021. Yeah.
So about 2 years now. Yeah. There are already lots of startups that do not survive those first 2 years of business. So if you're still, in the business and now if you're scaling off, then you're doing amazing. Yeah. Kudos to you.
Thank you.
So how many people do you have in your team?
So with the co-founding team, we are 3, including myself. And currently we have 3 workers. As of now, we are still employing more because luckily we also got the chance to win the presidential pitch.
I heard.
Yes, so we had some funds to, thank you so much, to put it into the production. And this will require us employing more people and being able to supply as much Bidigreen charcoal that we can to the local markets.
So why Bidigreen? How did you come about the name?
Yeah, it was it was an interesting moment. When we started this as a group of students doing a project and all that, we're just calling it smokeless charcoal.
Smokeless charcoal.
Charcoal, yes. We didn't have a particular name for it. So it was a time that we were looking to go and present it as a competition, and we're brainstorming what name should we give it. And it dawned on me, Bidigreen. Yeah.
Oh, Bidigreen.
Exactly.
My friend is Bidigreen there.
Well, yeah.
Bidigreen. Bidigreen. Yeah. Oh, wow. Interesting. Yeah. No, so why did you take the E off? Because the Bidigreen crowd do the trickle.
True. But I think
this one there is Yankee fired it too.
I know, right? At the point, it felt maybe let's polish it a bit.
Yeah,
but then we still say that yes,
like
it means Bidigreen.
It means Bidigreen. And your packaging is good.
Thank you.
Because this means that it's well protected in.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Bidi papa. Charlie.
Yeah.
No, but it's beautiful because you're just students from school. And are you all doing it full time?
Not currently, but we'll be doing that shortly.
So you do have work alongside?
Yes, we have work alongside because we had to bootstrap most of the time to keep the business going.
True.
Yeah,
that's true. So how do you manage it? So you go to work and the weekends you do this?
Yeah, so with the few workers that we have, I have a production manager who's also in Kumasi and mostly handles when production has to be done on the site. So I handle the marketing and more like the business relation, the networking kind of part. So when it comes to the factory work, like my partner is designated to handle that. And then I can handle all others, including this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. But I see there and the shapes and all are different.
Yeah, they are.
Is that strategically done?
Yes, it is. You realize if you've ever used charcoal before, you realize when you're putting them in a coal pot, you kind of break them into particular sizes. Yes.
To fit various corners.
Exactly. Yes. So knowing how this is produced, if you break it up because of the production method, if you break them up, it would become brittle and yes. So just to avoid you having to even do that, and even to avoid you hassling through how to arrange your charcoal, we give you all these variety, the shapes that this would be like the big.
So this is a cube.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you need these ones,
you need
maybe for a grill
ones.
and all that.
Yes.
And then
Yeah. So
but
just
the hardness and everything is the same.
It's not exactly the same.
Okay.
This is different from this. So with this one, it's produced from sawdust.
This is from sawdust.
Yes. Okay. And it's a bit lighter than this, but then it can light easily as compared to this.
And this is made from what?
Coconuts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does it stain like any other charcoal?
It does stain, but then it's for cooking, so no worries about that.
Wow, so this is harder.
Yeah, this is harder. So this will last you up to 3 times longer than the traditional charcoal. Yeah, so we give you a balanced package where you have what will help you have an easy light charcoal lighting. And then we have what will help you to also have a longer lasting,
So
charcoal.
That doesn't mean you sell it, the pricing is higher than the normal charcoal on the market from trees.
Yes, so it's slightly a bit higher, but then it's still cheaper in the long run because, for example, if you should buy like a 1 kg of the traditional charcoal, you can probably use it for maybe 2 hours max. And then if you need more to cook for maybe an extra 2 hours, you have to go and buy another 1 kg. But if you should buy a 1 kg of Bidigreen, it could last you for about 4 hours or more. So, yes, and we sell 1 kg for at least 5 cedis.
1 kg is 5 cedis?
Yes, and the traditional charcoal too also sold around that same price. But then we are giving you higher value.
Bidigreen.
Yes, we're giving you a higher value at the same price.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I like the packaging because
you.
The local, regular one.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's tied in the rubber and all that. Yeah. This one you can use it and keep it nicely in your kitchen.
Exactly.
And it still keeps pretty clean. Yeah. This is what we do on Energy Quest. We demystify the energy sector and add value. So till we meet again. Ciao.